Welcome back to Ready, Set, Sold. I'm your host, Bryan Vogt, and I have Dave Hohe of New American Funding with me. And one of the things we want to talk about that this happens especially in a hot market, and the spring market is looking to shape up to be one of the best markets we've had in years. Let me repeat that, in years. We are doing just about anything and everything to talk with sellers that if you're even thinking about it, maybe you even tried it last year and didn't work out, whatever that looks like, start talking to agents, hey, call us, whatever, but start looking at getting your house back on the market. We're expecting some really great things. With that said, though, one of the things that we're coming into with a hot market that can have an effect, and that's actually having the buyer having a pre-approval process. And really, Dave, what all that means is that you've turned in your paperwork, and it's not too hard of a process to do, correct, as far as just getting your paperwork in line. And the only thing after you doing that is you have the appraisal after you get the house that you want.
Yeah, Brian, that's right. And we see this a lot lately where, folks are calling in and getting a 5-minute pre-qualification letter over the phone from another bank or another lender, and they're placing these offers on houses, and sellers are just being a little pickier. We have realized that a pre-approval, which I'll explain the difference, is really giving you, and I mentioned this word earlier, strategic advantage in getting your offer accepted on that house. I cannot imagine anything worse than, finally finding the house of your dreams and then losing out on that offer because they accept somebody else's. So we literally, encourage everyone to get us their paperwork as soon as possible, get the paperwork in front of an underwriter, which is the person that's, going to sign off on the loan in the end anyway, and get you a true pre-approval letter to get that in front of the seller. I've seen more times than not that they're going to accept that offer, even if it's not quite as high as the other offer, just by simply going through that process, because we're validating that client or that buyer as a true buyer, someone that can purchase the home based on their all of their information that we put in front of the underwriter.
Well, there's the expression, it comes back to an old movie that I can't remember the name of it, but show me the money. I mean, exactly. In essence, it sounds quaint, but again, in a hot market, it's in any market. But now in a hotter market, as buyers, you have much, much more chance of getting the home that you want, that you've been maybe thinking about or dreaming about for years, maybe 9 months, maybe 2 years, whatever that is. And when it's time to pull the trigger, it's best to have all your ducks in a row. And as you mentioned, I've heard this from you before, it doesn't take that much. Most people anymore have all the information they need on the phone. It's simply literally sending a quick email or text or however they get the information to you, and you can start processing that in a very short period of time, correct?
Yeah, and it's such a simple thing, like you said. It just amazes me that, I don't know if it's just, I don't want to say laziness, but if it's just lack of foresight, but literally that one extra step goes so much further in getting that offer accepted. It's crazy that not everybody does it, but I know a lot of lenders don't, but we certainly do here. So,
one I think so also is that I think that it puts a calmness not only to the sellers, but it brings peace of mind to the buyers, for goodness sake, that they don't have to, they don't have to worry about it, that the money is pretty well. I mean, you have the appraisal process, of course. That's always something that you have to be aware of. But again, in hotter markets, those issues tend to go further away. Nothing is 100%. But I think it's important to understand that once you have that, once you submitted your offer, the appraisal, and that's basically it. You're done on the lending process. Now, I'm not saying that's not what you guys are doing, but I'm talking as far as the buyer goes, there's not a whole lot more things they need to do. Yes, insurance, but that's usually a pretty simple process too. And that's probably the importance that I guess I'm trying to stress. I know, Dave, you're trying to stress on it also.
Yeah, really what I'm trying to get to and what our goal is to get, that buyer, that client from the very beginning to the very end, which is the close date, the date they get the keys to their house, as quickly and efficiently as possible. And by gathering all that information up front and actually getting it in front of the person that's going to make the decision on the loan, number one, if there are any issues that come up, which that does happen from time to time, it's caught initially and not at the end of the process, and it doesn't delay the process. So the efficiency is really the key. And again, getting your offer accepted and moving toward actually moving into that house. So.
Right, and that's the name of the game for everybody. It's a win-win-win-win to everybody involved, all the participants, but more importantly, the buyer and the seller have a smooth closing. Hey, we ran out of time. Dave Hohe from New American Funding has been our guest and our expert this morning. Dave, shout out what's a good way for people to contact you?
The easiest way to get a hold of me, and I'm available nights and weekends, of course, is cell phone, which is 618-407-5564. Or if you want to apply on my secure website, it's www.davehohe.com, DAVEHOHE.com.
And one thing I'll just throw in there, if you call Dave, what he said is true. He will contact you back. I mean, maybe if you just didn't pick the message up, but most of the time it's going to be within minutes, and that's also what you're looking for too. So that's a great benefit to have that you guys do.
Yes, sir, and it was great being with all of you today.
All right, awesome. Have a great week, Dave. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you in a few. Bye-bye.